Hi, I'm Ross Barefoot with the Horizon Web Marketing Academy, and I teach search engine optimization, or SEO, to businesses like yours. This video is designed to take less than 5 minutes of your time and talk about one of my favorite subjects, the twin pillars of SEO. Now, before I get started, I'm going to take a bit of a risk in this video and use a religious figure to make a point. In this case, I'm talking about an ancient Jewish rabbi named Yeshua. Once, someone asked Yeshua what the greatest commandment was that God had given people. For those of you who aren't intimately familiar with the Judeo-Christian tradition, the Jewish law of Moses was thought to consist of over 600 separate rules. Now, that's a lot, so no wonder the fellow who was talking with Yeshua wanted some clarity. Yeshua told him that all of those hundreds of laws were balanced on just two foundational laws or principles. I'm not going to go further into the religious side of things than that, or the historical side. If you're curious about that incident, you can do a search on the two greatest commandments and you'll figure it out. The point is this: often an overwhelming amount of rules, regulations, guidelines, best practices, all that stuff, whether it's religious or secular, can be distilled into a couple of basic fundamentals. And that brings me back to SEO. Now, if you're a business person who's trying to get their arms around SEO, you've probably already run into a challenge. You might have discovered that when Google is determining how to rank your web pages in search results, they reportedly look at over 200 different factors or characteristics of your website. Well, who has time to try and sort through 200 different items? I mean, just try going to a store with a shopping list that has 200 items on it. You're going to be there all day, if not two. So I'm going to try and do what the Rabbi Yeshua did for his religious code. I'm going to distill SEO into two basic principles. I'm also going to give you two super simple action items to follow up on for those principles. Now, so are you ready? Here's your first principle. It's something that we call relevancy. All right? So relevancy simply means that Google wants any search results they show to a searcher to be relevant to what the searcher wants. So for example, if you do a search for headache remedies and instead you see cold remedies, you won't be happy because it's not relevant to what you want. Now, the super simple action item for the relevancy principle is this: determine one way or the other what your customers really want, and then make sure there are plenty of pages that are specifically designed to be relevant to what they want, and especially what they want when they're searching. Now, that brings us to the second principle, which is something we call authority. All right, so if you search for headache remedies and you get a bunch of websites that claim they're for headache remedies, but they are really full of spam and junk and a bunch of ads instead of the information you want, you won't care that those pages claim to be relevant. Google tries to keep these types of pages, the spammy ones, out of their search results and away from you by analyzing how many real sites, sites that Google already trusts, link to those pages. Now, chances are no real sites want to link to a bunch of spammers. So if Google sees web pages that have no real sites linking to them, they typically won't show those pages in search results. So what's your super simple action item for this principle? Well, build your web pages in such a way that real websites run by real people will want to link to those pages. For example, let's say you had a page that lists all the known causes of headaches, backed by research with links to that research. Chances are some people will find that pretty useful, and if they have blogs or websites, they'll want to link to that page. Now, naturally, there's tons of more details we could go into, and we do that with the training material we have at the Horizon Web Marketing Academy. But if everything you do for your website is simply enlightened by trying to make it first relevant to your customers' searches and building authority by links from other sites, you'll already be on the path to SEO success. Now, again, I'm Ross Barefoot with the Horizon Web Marketing Academy. I hope this has been useful. So get started today on making your website an SEO success story.